Hi, I just want to welcome you to another episode of our semi-tiny house build. And today we're just going to finish the tour of the rest of the inside of the house, including the kitchen, living room, and then our daughter's bedroom. Just want to start with, this is the inside of our kitchen area, the main part of our tiny house. You come in the door here, got plenty of room to walk in and move around here. We did a lot of different designs. We've actually took paper, like butcher block paper, and we put it down on the floor of the empty semi when we first started, and just kind of placed where we wanted things, and then kind of tried to walk through it to get an idea of like elbow room and things like that, to make sure that where we place things we would have enough room. And this is like we call this like our coffee counter. The cabinet down here was actually a cabinet. It was an ugly orange and like cream colored thing, and it was actually in our yard at our previous house. And when we were trying to get moved into here, we just needed something to put some storage in, just to store things. So we brought this in and just kind of shoved it in this corner. And I realized how these drawers are huge, heavy duty drawers. They hold a ton of stuff. So when we were actually finishing up the kitchen, we decided to keep it. And we just painted it the black and the gray to match everything else, and it works amazingly. Put this cabinet in here just to hold all of our things, toaster, things like that. We found these bins, and we realized that with the house the way it is, with it being skinnier, it's better to go vertical with anything to get stuff up off the counters, out of the way, to give you the most use of your room. So we put these fruit and vegetable bins in, keeps it up out of the way. You can see everything that you have. We also have a couple of them for our tea and coffee. We put hooks for our coffee cups, keep stuff up off the counter, out of the way. This hook here, we have a teapot that we usually keep on our wood-burning stove or on a regular stove, but when you run out of your way, it hooks really good right here. This is our Berkey. We run all of our drinking water through our Berkey. In our previous house, we had it, and we had to, constantly fill it with jugs. But here, it's very nice. My husband hooked up direct water to it, goes up, fills it. You just gotta wait to hear the sound of the water change. You know it's to the tap. So no more carrying water over to the Berkey. And then moving over here, this is our Norcold. It's a propane fridge. This was kind of worried about this when we first did it, because we went from a double wide stainless steel double door refrigerator down to this small fridge. I was a little worried about that, but it's been fine. You just can't buy as much at a time, and you tend to use not let stuff build up in your freezer. You use what you buy. This here is just kind of a temporary control panel. We needed somewhere to put all of our control system stuff for now. Eventually, we weren't sure if we want to keep this fridge or not, if we want to go with a little bit wider one or a little bit newer one. So we left some extra gap here if we want to do that, and then eventually build a cupboard around the rest of our electrical and things like that to house our control panel for our electrical. But like this is our control panel for our solar system. You can see we're bringing in like 100 watts right now. It's not a very sunny day out, but we are at 100%. Our batteries are 100%. We're using like 19 watts of AC and like 84 watts of DC power. This is our first alert carbon monoxide detector. This is another just control panel for our battery system. And then this houses some of our switches. This turns our water pump on and off in case you don't need that on. These are our lights for this end of the house. This is our light switch for our boiler pump on our wood-burning stove. And we just put a radio in not too long ago. It's really nice. It's got 2 speakers in here. We eventually want to mount some speakers outside, but you can use a radio. You can also hook your phone to it and use the music and stuff off your phone also through the speakers. And then this is our control panel for our ceiling fans. We have a remote control, so that's just the panel for the remote. And then these are our countertops. We really like this system. This design of our kitchen area. A lot of the tiny houses don't have a very large kitchen area, not much countertops. Even some regular houses don't have a lot of countertop space. But with this design, we have a ton of countertop space. You're able to work, like one person can work here at the sink, another one's able to work at this counter, or over on this end, or even on the far side, preparing food here. So you can house a lot of people in this area without feeling crowded. We put in regular cupboards. The uppers and lowers are all just regular cupboards. We found them at a rehab store for $100 for all of the cupboards. and then we just painted them to match. And we did lighter on the upper, a little darker on the bottom, just to give you a little bit more of a change of look. The one thing that my husband did do to make these regular kitchen cabinets work well for our tiny house is he cut about 4 inches off the back of the uppers. That way it's not sticking out so far into our space. They're closer, tighter against the wall, but still have plenty of room to store things in them. And then he also needed the back of them to be a lot stiffer and sturdier in order to bolt them through the outside of the trailer to hold them sturdy, because they're hooked very well. We also put like real strong magnets on them, so when we travel, the cupboard doors do stay shut. And then we do have a propane burner. We actually have 3 large burners, which is nice. Some of the tiny houses you see, they just have a couple burners, but we do a lot of cooking, so it is nice to have the 3 burners. We have a hood, has fan and light on it. And then this is eventually going to be our backsplash. We like this stainless steel, but eventually we'd like this stainless steel to go all across this back splash area. We do store all of our oils and stuff in here. I do still need to look for some sort of basket like we did for the fruit and vegetables, so that those are contained during travel, and also this stuff here, that way that stuff's all secure. When we travel, I just put a piece of tape underneath this, makes this sturdy for all of our silverware and stuff. And then the sink is something that we really worked on to try to find something that worked multiple purposes as far as our sink, and this has been really nice. It has this extra thing that you can fold out. You can wash fruits and vegetables, set them on here to dry, gives you like an extra spot to set things. It also has a cutting board that if you want to fit that in here, also it also gives you some more space to set things. So it has multiple purposes to it. The other part that I like is we stack our dirty dishes kind of up in this area, silverware in here, so that it keeps your sink empty for use. Then this is a pretty big sink to fill up as far as washing dishes, because it's just the 3 of us, so we don't have a whole lot of dishes. So I found this smaller container, run my hot soapy water in here, I wash, I can stack here, then rinse them and stack them over here, and it works really well. And the other reason that we went with this bigger single sink is that we decided not to put a washer-dryer system in. And we just go to the laundromat once every week and a half or so. It's not that, that big of a deal. But if I do need to wash some things, the sink is plenty big enough to do just some, smaller items as far as washing, hang them up to dry in a pinch if we need that. We do have the 2 nice bar stools under here that you can sit on, that you can pull out this way and sit facing that direction or this direction. We actually cut a hole in the countertop here, and our trash can is mounted underneath there, which it makes it really nice when you're preparing food. You can just slide your trash off and into there, and keeps the dogs from getting in it too. And then we keep our recycle bin underneath here. And then this is an item here. When my husband first mentioned this, I thought he was a little crazy, but now that it's in here, I believe that every kitchen should have one of these. It's actually a Craftsman toolbox for the kitchen. And when he mentioned it, I'm like, a toolbox in the kitchen? But it is amazing. It houses everything you could possibly need right in this one area. It has drawer after drawer for everything you need. All my bowls and stuff are in here. My extra pans and stuff are in the bottom. This is just more utensils. All of our wraps and stuff like that. I mean, just every kitchen item that I use all the time is in these drawers. And what's nice is it locks. When you travel, all these drawers lock shut and nothing's opening or moving around. So this is an item I recommend in anybody's kitchen. And then we'll go down this way. At this end of the house, this is our kitchen table. There's 2 chairs here. They fold up out of the way when you don't need them. And we also have a 3rd chair that just slides underneath the couch that goes here when all 3 of us are actually here at the same time. What's nice about this table, we started out with it's just the end of the table, the top of the table. We got it for like $5 at the resale store. And we bolted it on here to kind of see if we liked it. And it ended up staying, and we ended up actually covering it with the countertop material so it matched. What's nice about it is it folds up and out of the way when you're not using it. This just folds down, and this opens up this whole area. If you're sometimes in the wintertime, we lay our mats down here. We stretch in front of the fire. Makes it nice. You have plenty of room for if you do need your table out of the way. It's a nice feature, but it's very easy to pull right back down. We bought this couch at it was a camper store. It's actually an RV couch, but we're not sure. We don't really like it in this space. One, it's not very comfortable, and our dog likes it better than we do. But it does fold down into bed, but it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. So what we're eventually going to do is we're going to build like a sectional here that actually pulls out and the back goes down and makes a bed, but then it also lifts up and we're able to store like tools, extra blankets and games. It'll give us a lot more storage, and it'll actually go around this corner to where you have an extra bed if somebody you have company. This bench also. This bench will pull over. We found this for $5 at a yard sale. It actually matched. We just painted the bottom black to match, but the top color was already there. You can pull it over, use it as a footstool here, and it works just right. Gives you a little bit of extra room on your couch, or you can push it over here in front of the window. Use it as a bench if you have extra company over and need seating. It just stores underneath the TV when we're not using it. And then we do have a wood burning system that we use for our heat. And then we have a boiler system that keeps our water tanks underneath warm. And we'll do a whole video on that. My husband will do a video on that explaining how we put the system in, how it works, and all the details on that. And then at this end of the house tent here, we have our daughter's room. This is a sliding door. It has a lock on it when we're traveling so that it doesn't come open during travel. And then my husband actually built this wall it's hinged right here, so the door comes off and this will hinge up out of the way, so that eventually once our daughter is, moved on and it's just us two here in the house, that we can actually pull our little car in here to travel. What we did for her is she originally wanted a loft bed, so we built it high up for her. She tried it for a few nights, but with the wood burner as close as it is to her bedroom, it got way too hot up there for her. So she ended up changing around, and she uses that with crates for all of her storage, and then we just put a strap around that when we travel, and it keeps everything up there really good. So my husband built her a bed down here instead. He actually took an old dresser that had the really nice drawers in it, and made 4 drawers under her actual bed. And then the back side of it, also, there's like an extra cubby in the back that opens up for stuff she doesn't use very often underneath the mattress. She's got a coat rack. She has an ottoman for some extra blankets and stuff. And then on this wall here, we made some cubbies for her, some hooks. She collects coffee mugs, so there's lots of hooks for her, special items. She's a shoe collector also, you can see, and she has all her shoes up there in that top section. And then the desk here, this was something that we found at IKEA. We were looking for something, it's skinny, it's close to the wall. It's actually another shoe bin is what they created it for. It has a smaller drawer on top, but my husband modified it. This bottom one has the original shoe bins in, but she uses it for her art stuff. But what he did was he modified this cupboard here to actually fold down into a desk. We put the cups in here for all of her artwork supplies. There's a little light that she has. I don't know what she did with it right now, but there's a little light that she uses while she's in there. And then this she also uses for shoe storage, but she'll pull this over and in front of there and use that as her chair for her desk. She has some extra stuff for her purses, and this works really well for her. And then that would complete the tour of this end of our house. And our next video will maybe go over either the solar system or the boiler system. It's just some different individual videos for different ideas that you could do. But we just want to thank you for watching.